Good morning, everyone. This is Joe Hardick again. This is Raven Alert. I want to continue on my theme of socialism because it's so much in the press. And I'd like to discuss it a little bit and uh, basically uh, try to educate people on what's really going on. Uh, One of the major things that uh, I think most people understand is that Russia tried uh, Karl Marx's socialism in their country, and it failed. Uh, One of the reasons why it failed, the socialists claim, is a term they call the Anarchy of Production. Um, they're saying that the uh, capitalist world has that anarchy of production, and so therefore that is inefficient and it's ruinous to society, and it must be changed, and that's the reason why socialism is better. So let's examine that a moment and see what the heck it is. Um, uh, Russia followed the Karl Marx model, which says that the state owns everything. They own all the means of production, and they own all the ability to say what goes into production, how much, and the pricing. Okay, so they own everything. Actual implementation is that Karl Marx recommended two forms of implementation: revolution, which Russia used, or reformist, which is going on in the States and went on for the most part in Germany. Okay, uh, and the purpose of it was to eliminate the capitalist anarchy of production. Um, and what that meant is that the power to control uh, production, as if someone owns something, the socialists believe that there's multiple people that own stuff, so there's multiple people trying to do the same thing, and that's going to be duplicating efforts and ruinous of competition, uh, and the state resources are going to be used up. So the anarchy of production is what they're saying that socialism combats, because there's only one producer, because the state, and the state makes all decisions about it, and so therefore it must be better. Uh, I think here we need to focus on something that is not mentioned, which is very critical: how these decisions are made about production. Um, if In socialism, everyone owns everything. So you own the manufacturing plant at General Motors too, and the person, the um, government employee who's in charge of that plant must make a decision. What is he going to produce? Is he going to produce Teslas? Is he going to produce Datsuns? Is he going to produce Cadillacs? Produce Rolls Royces? And how many? And what prices? Now, in a socialist system, since everybody owns it, there's only one solution. It's political. A political decision is made. We're going to produce 10,000 General Motors Chevrolets, okay? And the price is going to be $15,000. What is that based on? It's based upon opinion. And opinion is based upon nothing, because there's no pricing out there. There's no surveys on what the population want or need. This is just an arbitrary um, political decision. So when manufacturing is being taken over by political positions, it's an interesting result. When West Germany took over East Germany, they inherited a lot of plants and the people. Uh, the They noticed a couple of things. First off, a lot of the equipment was literally worn out because politically there was no desire to optimize for profitability, the better equipment, and just wear it out. You just had to produce 10,000 of those this year. Even if the blades are dull, it doesn't make any difference. Your job is to produce 10,000. Okay, uh, and what I found the most interesting is that they found that the managers of these plants really didn't know anything about manufacturing. Think about it. They didn't know anything about manufacturing. They were politicians. These people had to convince the commissar or the Communist Party that they could handle that plant, and they were probably brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, whatever it may be. The point is, they were appointed positions, had nothing to do with competency, and nothing to do with their ability to optimize the production in that plant. So these people were useless and could not. They weren't useful in the plants. Uh, West German manufacturing execs had to replace all of them because they were just incompetent. They had nothing. They didn't know anything about manufacturing. I found that fascinating. Um, Here's the problem: if you own the production line, you're not going to let that equipment wear out. You're going to keep it sharp until it needs to be replaced. Then you're going to replace it. And if there's more equipment out there to get you more competitive edge, then you're going to replace it with that. Uh, it turns out the United States is now beginning to replace some of the manufacturing they put to China because they're using more automated equipment and they get more productivity out of the equipment in this place, and they're beginning to move some manufacturing back to the States in more efficient plants. So the cycle goes on. But the real thing is that the owner makes those decisions, not the general public, and it's not a political decision. In capitalism, the owner makes the decision as to what goes into production, how much goes into production, what prices go on it, and they determine that upon the marketplace with respect to how much cars are selling for, what the surveys of the public, what they want, last 5 years production, what's been bought, what's been left idle in the inventory. So they know the features, the functions, they know the prices. They search all that out. In a communist nation, in a socialism, they don't do that. They wait on a commissar X to make a decision to say, yes, we're going to put this in production, this is how much we're going to make, and this is what we're going to price it for. That's politics. The committee really makes a decision because it goes up to the in this case the Communist Party, and the committee makes the decision. Okay, so decisions are made by a committee as to what goes to production, which plants to open, which plants to fund, how much to pay to people, prices the product should have, etc. The anarchy of production, in theory, with the socialist, is that there's multiple people competing for the same product. But if that's just wrong. This second manufacturer, he's not going to be doing the same product if he can't make a profit at it. The first producer is optimized production to make a profit at 10,000 vehicles or 15,000 vehicles. The second producer is not going to build the same car at the same price because he knows that the marketplace will only support that much, and he can only make 6,000. He's not going to make a profit, so he won't go into production. So the anarchy of production is a term that socialists use, but it's an illusion, a false illusion. It just doesn't exist. The real problem is this: how things are put into production. And in a capitalist society, the owner makes a decision based upon profits, prices and profits. How much money is he going to make it all? Is he going to have something returned after he put all the expense of building it? As in a socialist economy, it's a political decision based upon a committee to make the determination based on nothing. They're guesses. They're just pure guesses. So the anarchy of production is a false charge, and it is a delusion. It really is wrong. It should be saying, how are things put into production in a socialist versus a competitive, monopolistic environment? I'll see you.